in this net reaction, so the ATP is utilized. So the energy from our body is utilized for the conversion of urea, which is the waste product of protein metabolism. So in our human body, several metabolism takes place. So as I said before, carbohydrate metabolism, lipid metabolism and protein metabolism. So in carbohydrate metabolism, the glycolysis cycle is involved, in which glyco means sugar, and that glycolysis, the glucose converted into pyruvate and lactate in the form of energy. So the glucose has to be break down into pyruvate and lactate, and pyruvate, it is the end product under aerobic respiration, and lactate, it is the end product of glycolysis at anaerobic respiration. So aerobic, anaerobic is the aerobic is presence of oxygen and anaerobic is absence of oxygen. So this is glycolysis cycle, where carbohydrate metabolism also involves four processes like glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, glycogenesis and glycolysis. So you could see glycolysis. Glyco means sugar, lysis means breakdown. So the glucose breakdown into pyruvate and lactate in glycolysis, whereas gluconeogenesis. So genesis in the sense it is synthesis. So gluconeogenesis in the sense the glucose is synthesized through gluconeogenesis process. So from non-carbohydrate precursors like lactate, pyruvate, acetyl-CoA, the glucose is generated, the glucose is synthesized in our body. And glycogenolysis, glycogen lysis. So glycogen is breakdown, lysis, glycogen is breakdown into glucose. So in fasting period, there is no glucose has to be intaked by ourselves. So the storage form of glycogen, that storage form of glycogen is converted into glucose and provides the body energy during fasting time. So then glycogenesis. Glycogenesis in the sense the more amount of glucose is produced energy after the remaining glucose are stored into the glycogen in fat and muscle cells for later use of energy. So this is all about the carbohydrate metabolism. And coming to the protein metabolism, the urea cycle is best example for that. And whereas transamination, deamination also occurs in protein metabolism. And in fat metabolism, the fat breakdown into lipids. Lipid components, the fat breakdown into lipids, fatty acids. So fatty acid, beta oxidation of fatty acid, where acetyl-CoA is the end product of the fat metabolism. So likewise, several metabolism concentrate on several cycles for the energies to be carried out in the body. And this is all about the significance of urea cycle. The main significance of the urea cycle is nitrogen excretion. So the nitrogen excretion, nitrogen is the NH2, an ammonia component. So this urea cycle is essential for nitrogen balance in our body, ensuring that excess of nitrogen from protein breakdown is effectively removed from our body. So the excess nitrogen has to be removed from the body for maintaining the detoxification in our body. And the second significance is detoxification. So while nitrogen is excreting, the toxic ammonia is converted into urea, so it prevents the harmful effects of the nervous system. So whatever the protein has to be intaken by our body, that has to be formation of ammonia, and that ammonia has to be excreted from our body through urea cycle. If more number of ammonia is deposited in our body, it leads to nervous system damage. And this is all about the urea cycle disorders. So defects in any one of the enzymes. So as I said before, all the 5 enzymes are important for urea cycle. Any one of the enzymes which is deficiency in our body, it can lead to urea cycle disorder, and which results in the build-up of ammonia in the blood. So if more amount of ammonia is deposits in our blood, it leads to hyperammonemia, which causing insufficient removal of NH4. Hyperammonia in the sense high amount of ammonia will build up in our body, and ammonia intoxication. So ammonia intoxication, so in our body the ammonia leads to toxicity, and which leads to central nervous system deterioration, and it cause the wide range of symptoms like lethargy, vomiting, and some of the neurological problems also associated with the deficiency of urea enzymes, and mental retardation, and sometimes it also happens in seizures, like a 5-year-old child or 3-year-old child, and it leads to coma and death in the death of the patient. So if urea cycle does not happen in our body, it sometimes leads to death condition also. Thank you.